Are we at that point? Gabe Davis, Mecole Hardman, in fact, perhaps as well. Are we at that point? Do you think we are? Are we at that point? Are they on the field Sunday? Should they be?
I guess there's a scenario where they both could be if they were to move Davis to the active roster, and then because we talked this through with Sal, and we'll talk to Sal in a half an hour or so here again today, and pour all this over again. See if there's an update to how he's viewing it. But I'm with Sal. I think what he said yesterday. I don't think they're going to call up Hardman and Davis from the practice squad. You only get 2 call-ups. I'd be surprised if they could, but I'd be surprised if they did that. So there is a way that both could get in the game, like I just described. If they were to move Davis to the active roster, then call up Hardman, and then have another call-up for some other position they feel like they need. But I don't know. Something tells me with Shakir's status being no longer in doubt at all, maybe Hardman waits another week until maybe they feel like there's something he might be able to give them on offense, even just a couple of deep routes. Not that they couldn't do that Sunday, but he just got here. So if I had to bet right now, it would be Davis gets either called up or put on the roster, but Hardman maybe waits because they feel like they can trust Shakir to, they're not exposing him to too much if they have him return punts. That's just a guess for me at this point.
And the Palmer is back.
Right. The Shakir, I'm glad it's solved because I was last night was thinking about what they would do if Shakir can't play. Because then you have the punt returner question. You've got where's everybody, schematically in your 3 receiver sets. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's the mainstay in that slot, and they have other guys that can do it, but no one really has. So that would have been a big change that I'm assuming, won't have to really deal with because, again, he doesn't even have an injury designation at this point. So he's going to play Sunday, and maybe I'm assuming too much thinking that he'll return punts, but we'll see. They've got a bit of a puzzle there. I think if Davis does get there, either through being signed to the roster or just as a practice squad call-up, I think that will eat into Coleman. If Davis is on the field in this game Sunday, I think you're going to see Coleman's lowest snap share of the season. He's been up in the 70s mostly, maybe even higher than that some weeks. I just think that'll take a dip because Davis, to me, is pretty much a plug-and-play replacement for that spot. And I think with how he's performed, there's good and bad. Like I pointed out how Allen missed him a couple times where he actually was open. And so, it's not like he's all to blame, but their passing game is stuck. There are effort questions that are valid, and I think if Davis is up, Coleman is the guy that I think would get dinged. So I'm anticipating that if Davis indeed does play in the game.
You say it's a puzzle. It's probably a missing piece or two. And what's more annoying than that?
Right.
When you're doing a puzzle.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you're missing a key corner piece.
You don't count the pieces before you start.
Not just an edge, but a corner.
A cornerstone piece.
Right.
You want to assume that the right number of pieces are in the box.
I thought I had all the edge pieces. Where is it? Clearly, there's a sailboat here, and this corner. Where is that corner? That's what the Bills are like at receiver. I don't know if does that work? I hope it works.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think a little bit.
You opened the door on the puzzle thing.
I did.
Wider. Well, I said the word, but you.
Sigmund's right about the weather and the rest of the schedule. He talked about it for this game, and he mentioned how if you look at the Bills' schedule, that there's going to be some weather. And it's really every game left, potentially, except next week in Houston, indoors, next Thursday night. But home to the Bucs at Pittsburgh, November 30th. Home to Cincinnati in December, at New England in December, at the Browns. I mean, I want to set the over-under on 4.5 inches of snow for Cleveland on December 21st. Philadelphia here and the Jets here. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah,
waiting.
That's right. I think I hadn't really thought about it. But yeah, that is where they're at. We're at that time of the year. I guess enjoy Houston next week.
Enjoy Houston, which might not even be that warm outside, but
right,
still,
but it's fine. It's indoors. You're
indoors.
gonna get away with it.
Well,
so.
we'll talk about this with Sal again, as you said. This is the kind of game they've only had a few losses like last week's in all these years under Sean McDermott, and there's rarely another one that's waiting for you. They've already had their 2-game hiccup this year. This has been where the Bills tweak and everybody sort of regains their sanity. If they don't, look out.
Because really the consistent thing that goes all the way back to the 2 games they lost is, this happens every year. What doesn't happen is this after it. I think, right? And they don't always run the table, but it is, usually order gets restored relatively quickly. It's one of the reasons why I liked them so much last week. Like, I know what they're lacking and what they're missing and all the things that we talk about, but I still wanted to feel like, I should trust them. They've been excellent for long enough here that they'll know the move. And even as that game was unfolding, I don't know who we talked about this with this week, but it kept being like, all right, well, it's the fourth quarter. That's okay. They'll get there. They got the touchdown. Like, okay, 16-6. Missed the 2-pointer. That's okay. They'll find their way. It's going to be ugly. I'm sort of dreading what postgame is going to sound like when they pull this game out 18-16 or something. But they'll get there, and it just never materialized. So
it's a little bit. Maybe would you say this? The Raven game last year, where Baltimore got ahead, and the Bills started to move. But then there was the Allen play where he gets hit, the trick play.
Yep.
And maybe there was another turnover, like they just couldn't get there. That was last week.
Yeah.
Because really, I was with friends. You were working. I was out with friends. And even at 16-0 in the fourth, the Bills had the ball in the early to start the fourth quarter, 16-0. And a couple of my buddies were like, they're going to win.
Right.
And I did not know they were going to win, but I just was thinking they probably won't cover.
Turns out you were right. Yeah.
But one of my friends was trying to get action on the Bills winning the game.
Yeah, that's the time to do it. Yeah.
That's the time that,
right.
But they had 3 turnovers. The Allen fumble was the one.
Yes.
I would say in Miami.
Because that was at 16-6 and you're driving again and there's, 6 minutes or whatever left. So, get that. Yeah, 16-13. All right, Miami's now feeling it. What are they going to do? They're going to just run it into the line and try to run clock. I'm getting the ball back. Yeah, but that's the thing that gets shook now by that game is that has been consistently true of me watching them play. And, games that they lose, the New England win game, for example. Like a game where they're not really doing anything, but it's, the game is still within reach. And I just sort of sit there, not in any kind of very calm, like, well, they're good, they'll do it. And then they don't. It's like, And not coming through against Miami in that spot does sort of shake the foundation a little bit for me. I got to admit. That's why I said right at the beginning today, like, I'm of two minds here. Tampa's not coming in here and winning in November. Get out of here. What can I really do on offense exactly? The weather is a factor on top of it. Like, I don't know. And I don't think I would, if they'd pulled that game out last week, I'd be picking the Bills minus the 5.5 or whatever the number is.
But you're not?
But I'm not. I don't. My trust is shaken. They need to regain my trust.
Oh, listen to that. Throw it down. Bet the under. Tampa Bay's offense has not been really clicking for a while. They're down guys.
I don't like hearing. Didn't Sam say that's gone down pretty? Like it was 49 earlier in the week, and it's down like 46. Was that the game he was talking about?
Maybe
I think it was.
Yeah. I don't really look at the totals too many times.
I would have liked to.
I should.
Same. I often feel like if I'm putting a parlay together, like on a single game, I get to that and just go, like that's going to be the piece I regret. No.
The total?
Yeah, I just don't want. No. So I very rarely do it.
Well, I know from watching Bet Sweats how, like last week, on Monday they were grousing about how the late games on Sunday were all blowouts where the favorites won and they all went over. And I think, not that you have to care, but I think bettors who consider themselves sharp, just like, you don't know what to do with that. Those are both, Sam loves his underdogs. And you're trying to be contrarian and you're trying to find, your buddy that you don't really think knows anything. You want to go against, if he tells you what he wants, you want to go the other way. And then you had Detroit, Washington, Seattle, Arizona, and one other game late last week that were all almost the same score. Rams, Niners.
Yeah.
44-20, two games that ended 44-22. And then another was like 46-24 or something like that. I think guys like Sam don't like losing to that.
Right.
Just, we want to bet unders. You want to bet underdogs, and those games didn't give you either. So we'll see. Sunday, the Bills are a 5.5-point favorite. Well, I'll check on the total, but maybe it is in the 46 range. Sal, coming up at 5, we are at Leo's Pizzeria, Southwestern Boulevard. There's a shower starting. We're not the only event here today.
I see a shot.
There's a section of the bar area that's reserved for Amanda's shower.
All right.
It's one way to do it. Doesn't all have to be like a Sunday morning.
Yeah,
where
right.
They bring you,
Friday night
baby
happy
toys.
hour shower. I love it.
Friday night happy hour shower. We are privy.
Do you happen to know, is it a wedding shower or a baby shower?
I know nothing.
Okay.
There's a sign.
Usually a clue about that is if it's a baby shower, I'm pretty
Presents.
sure there'd be, and like big boxes of diapers.
Yeah.
Although that's a specific that's a diaper party maybe, not a shower.
No. I don't see that many presents, but I see people.
I am muddying the waters unnecessarily.
There's a shower here if you want to, not be at it.
The total on the Bills game right now is 46.5.
Near it. Yes, 46.5.
Yeah.
Sal coming up at